Welcome to this LEX 18 Digital Conversation. I'm Dia Davidson. You know, as we approach Thanksgiving, many of us are eagerly anticipating a turkey dinner with all the trimmings. But for many Americans and those here in Kentucky, that's not going to happen because of underemployment or homelessness. This is National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, and the folks from Olive Garden are joining forces with the Salvation Army to provide help through the Harvest Program. Joining me now to talk more about it, Brian Kim. He's the General Manager of Olive Garden in Richmond, and Lieutenant Dakari Darby from the Richmond Salvation Army. Yes. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
We're all excited about giving thanks on Thanksgiving, but for some, that's not going to be the traditional turkey and trimmings type of meal. So how are you partnering together, Olive Garden with the Salvation Army, to try and help make Thanksgiving an enjoyable time for everyone in the community?
Well, you know, 1 in 7 Americans are food insecure, and hunger is a huge problem in America. And you know, we have the ability and the unique impact that we can make in our communities as far as hunger relief goes. In our restaurant, on a daily basis, we safely prepare and donate food weekly to the Salvation Army.
And this, by the way, is not food that is discarded. This is just surplus, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Surplus food. It's the same safety standards, quality that we serve to our guests, and we prepare it and donate it as well. So, and then, you know, our restaurant, since we started this program, we've donated about 17,500 pounds of donated food.
Wow.
And as a company, Olive Garden, there's about 840 Olive Gardens, a little bit maybe more of that, but we donate 38 million pounds of food to our local banks and food banks.
What has that meant, Lieutenant Darby, to the Salvation Army and to the individuals that you serve?
It's been a blessing for us at the Salvation Army. We go by once or twice a week to come pick up food from Olive Garden, and we serve it in our soup kitchens. We serve it on our mobile canteen units that we go out every weekend in, and we also serve it to like our kids and our kids programs and things like that. This has been a blessing to us because it allows us to use our resources elsewhere and not have to worry about preparing food because it's already coming, and it's great food, obviously, because it's Olive Garden food, so it's great.
I was going to say, what kind of response do you get from everybody when it's Olive Garden Day, right?
Well, they think we're awesome cooks, and of course we give Olive Garden the credit for it. But they think we're awesome cooks because they make wonderful food. So it's been a blessing for us, and the people who come in are fed well, and they're given enough amounts that they can go home, and even with to-go bags and things like that. So they're allowed to take as much as they need to eat.
Oh wow! And we were talking, Brian, about food insecurity. 13 million children in America. Over 13 million of our citizens, children, are food insecure, meaning that they may just get one meal courtesy of the schools a day, and then sometimes nothing for the weekends. You know, thank goodness there are companies out there like Olive Garden, and this is Sababa Way. It's a water company, and for every bottle of water that they sell, they provide a meal for children. And so this is a way that a lot of different companies are kind of giving back to the community. How do you teach thankfulness? You were talking about the religious aspect of the Salvation Army. How are we teaching thankfulness and gratitude to companies?
The wonderful thing about what we do as our partnership and how that works is that when we thank them for what they do for us, and we're a lot of times we're just the example. We have a lot of volunteers who come in and spend their time and feed people and drive our canteens and help with our youth program. So we're usually the ones that are being the example of thankfulness. We don't really go out and promote to teach people, but we are examples of it. We thank everybody for what they do. The people who donate to our Salvation Army and the places like Olive Garden who donate to us. But we also, allow people to give back and to say thank you. A lot of our volunteers are people who were used to be recipients of the food. So we just foster the ability to say thank you and be thankful for what they do. A lot of the people that we feed, I mean, you would think They're down on their luck. They're having like the worst time possible, and a lot of them are very, very thankful to us for being able to provide them with a meal.
Exactly, and then by extension, they are thankful to
Yes.
Olive Garden. And of course, that's a part, your hunger program is a part of the Feeding America. And Feeding America even is helping to teach children how to be thankful, especially those who have, and to understand the importance of giving back. And so they created this little turkey here, so if people are interested in having this on their Thanksgiving table, this little turkey here, it's turkey on the table, and so you take it and you take it out of the box, and you every day you put a feather in the back of it, and you write why you're thankful. And it's amazing,
awesome.
some of the simplest things that we take for granted. A lot of people view that as huge and should be thankful. And then also giving, because that's another part of it. Yes, be thankful, but there's also the giving aspect too. So the giving manger here for this time of year to teach children, because it starts with the children. What do you have on the menu that you typically will serve, especially when you're serving the Salvation Army?
Well, and we actually had some time to catch up, and I mean, I learned a lot from him, and we donate quite a bit of soups, sauces, and pastas and sauces, and he said lasagna was a hit.
Yes, it's always a hit, isn't it?
So that's great. Right. But you know, those are some of the items that we donate.
And you believe in fresh vegetables, right?
Absolutely.
And so we want to thank the folks from Grow Your Own Food, because they're another teaching tool for children to teach them how to grow and have a sustainable garden, because you can feed a person, but if you teach them how to grow it and make it, then you've equipped them for indeed a lifetime. Balanced meals. Do you have sort of like a menu or a plan of what you want to serve, or how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, I mean, our #1 goal is obviously to take care of our community and then the guests that come in. So we prepare the food. We don't ever want to disappoint a guest. Right. And then if there is a surplus, obviously we donate it. And it's the same food that we're serving our guests.
Do you ever get a chance to go out and see the people?
I'm not. Wow. And actually, the conversation we had just a minute ago I was amazed. It was a great conversation. Yeah. You know, we talked about his youth program, and I had no idea that they fed youths as well.
So this is kind of a way for you to even expand, maybe even in the program. So how long has Olive Garden been participating in this?
We've had the Harvest program in place since 2003.
Okay.
So.
And then you've seen, I guess, a steady increase in the numbers, right?
Yes, I mean, all the Olive Gardens participate in their local food banks. So,
but I meant in the volume or the need.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think we both work for wonderful organizations. I mean, I'm proud and humble to work for a company that gives me the opportunity to do things like that. And make that impact, and it sounds like he does as well.
Yeah, it's been, and like I said, it's been a blessing for us, because it's been days where, I think we were having this conversation earlier, it's been days where we were down to the last little bit, and they came in right at the right time and donated the right amount of food for us to continue doing our soup kitchen and our mobile canteen.
And they're solid. Like, they show up and they're on time. They don't ever not show up. I mean, it'll snow like 2 feet and they'll come in.
Exactly.
And it's great.
Because the need is there.
And it's helpful for us.
That's right.
A need never stops. I mean, no matter what the weather is, whatever the disaster is, we always need that food, because there's always people at our doors looking for that assistance as well. So we cannot afford not to show up on time, and we cannot afford not to be there and receive that, because it's a very valuable part of what we do, especially at the Richmond Salvation Army.
Do you invite other companies to?
Yes. Now we do have several other companies that provide food for us as well. The biggest one is Olive Garden, of course, but there's several other companies around, especially around Richmond, who donate their surplus of food to us as well. And we have a big room what we call our refrigerator room, and it's full of freezers that we store each company's food in, and we make sure that it's well prepared, and we make sure it's all balanced out when we serve it to the community.
Daily basis. How many people are you serving?
Of course, well, that always varies depending on the weather and the time like that. But usually on a good day at our soup kitchen, it's about 150. 160 people, and our mobile canteen unit that we take out it's our feeding truck that we take out every weekend. We do about 300 meals every single Saturday. Oh wow! And
that's when amazing. You go out into, I know that's amazing, isn't it? When you go out into the community, are you going to senior citizens, or are we going to homeless shelters?
Well, Well, the way our mobile canteen unit program started is interesting. You're talking about the kids who have insufficient amount of food.
Right.
We found that the kids that come to our youth programs were eating a lot of food, and we were wondering why, and a lot of them don't get meals after school. And so dinner time with the Salvation Army was like, oh, I get to eat tonight.
Right.
And we found out, well, what are they doing on the weekends if they don't have any food?
Right.
So we usually go to the neighborhoods where most of our kids come from. It's very underprivileged neighborhoods in Richmond area, and we go to two very underprivileged neighborhoods in the area, and usually it's we're there from 11 to 12 most of the time, and it's gone every single weekend.
And talk about children, they need to drink their milk on a daily
Yes.
basis, and so Adamia is a company that is out there that's using macadamia nuts in order to provide milk, because a lot of children have gluten sensitivities, allergies, and things like that. So that's another product that's out there available for our children.
Awesome.
Gentlemen, what are you thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for people right here. I mean, he's taking care of our community.
That's right.
And I work in that community, and just listening to the impact that we can make. I mean, you never go that far. You know that the donation process is there, and you know that they're doing their part, but to hear the exact numbers, the impact that they're making. I mean, even the youth, that blew me away. That the youth are coming in saying how much they love the lasagna.
Exactly.
That just blows me away. You can never put it together, and it gives it more of a human touch when you get to talk about it and see it. And even like you said, maybe I should come out there and see what's going on, because I really didn't know that it was such a big impact. And even when he talks about the quantity level dropping, and he said, we hope that they bring us something good today.
Exactly.
And it just happens to work out, and it's just great to hear that.
Indeed.
And
What are you thankful for?
I am definitely, I'm always thankful for friends and family, and the part of the organization that I get to work for, being the Salvation Army. I grew up coming in the Salvation Army. I was a child going to their programs, so I'm very, very thankful for the Salvation Army. But I'm more thankful for the people who donate to the Salvation Army. Sometimes you donate, you never really get to see the finished product of it, and it's good to have these conversations. Like I said, first time we've met, but it's having the opportunity to say thank you to the donors and the people who donate time, money, effort, food to the Salvation Army is always great. Like I said, I grew up receiving a lot of the things that the Salvation Army provides now, and so it's a blessing to be able to stand here now today to say thank you to people who donate and who take their time and their effort to help the community of people, because there's a lot of people like myself growing up who have never gotten that opportunity. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
And I thank you both, too, for the service that you're doing to our
You're
community.
welcome.
And always thank you guys out there for watching this LEX 18 Digital Conversation. You know what? If you want to help out a Salvation Army in your location, just give them a call. You can find their numbers right there in the directory or calling information. And be sure to follow us on lex18.com for more digital conversations. Until next time, I'm Dia Davidson.